Big City, USA. It's Nashville now. Our guest tonight, comedian Speck Rhodes.
If you love country music and have watched country music television for the past several years, there's no way you could avoid watching the Porter Wagoner show, one of country music's all-time great shows in syndication. And one of the integral parts of that show was always the comedy appearance by our next guest as he talked to Sadie on the phone. Would you welcome Speck Rhodes?
In the bathroom, taking a shower. It was late, I don't know the hour. I heard a siren away across town. Looked out the door, my house burnt down. Her running there, her down the sidewalk. The neighbors see what they can see. Her running there, her down the sidewalk. The running there, what they call take a swim. I hung my britches up on a limb. Girls come by, you know what they done? They took my clothes and away they run. Her running back, her down the creek bank. Skeeters play a tune on me. Her running back, her down the creek bank. Running back, what they call me. The girl she called said come around. Called my boyfriend, he's out of town. When I got there, well, he walked in. Please notify my next of kin. Her running back through the bush, dodging bullets from tree to tree. Her running back through the bush, her running back, what they call me. Her running back through the bush, her running back, what they call me.
Hello, Speck. Welcome.
Thanks, Speck.
Speck, I always feel underdressed when you are on the show.
I think everybody does, Ralph.
How many of those suits do you own?
Probably 8 or 10.
What colors?
Well,
Now, this
green.
This is basically yellow and black.
Yellow and black. I have another 2 more similar yellow and black. A green and yellow, red, solid green and white.
Did your tailor commit suicide?
Well, have to change every now and then, you know.
You were on the Porter Wagoner show for, what, 20 years?
20 years, yeah. From, yeah. The show went on the air in 1960, I believe, and run continuously. We taped shows for 20 years.
When did you do the last one?
81 or 2, I guess. We, I don't remember just the year that he did, they did terminate the taping.
So is the show still in circulation?
I think it's going to be. I just signed some things with Billy Deaton a while ago for some releases to be played on TV.
I see.
I hope so.
Why do they call you Speck?
Well, I used to be a freckle-faced, red-headed boy when I was little. And I was just one big freckle, and everybody called me Freck when I was little, you know.
Oh, Freck? And then
Freck
Speck?
and then Speck, yeah.
Speck, you really are from a rather illustrious Mid-South country music family.
Yeah.
You've been on television a long time, haven't you?
1947 in Memphis, when they first put WMC on the air. We were on the the opening show, my brothers and I, Slim, Dusty, and Dot, the road show, in 1947. And each week from 47 till 81 or 82, old Speck's been on TV across this country somewhere.
Now, I guess you left the family show when you went to Porter Wagoner show.
Yeah, I worked with Slim and Porter both for quite a while. Back and forth. It got to where you couldn't make connections.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Now, people will remember that you used to get on the telephone and call Sadie.
Yeah.
And that's a dummy telephone. You had to make up the conversation and do your lines. Did anybody ever hook the phone up and play any pranks on you?
Now, Ralph, you know they did.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
No, I'd heard that.
Yes. Back in the early days before videotape, and we were making kinescopes, you know, they make them here, send them to California, process, send them back, you know. And when you started the show in the old first days of kinescope and tape shows, why, when you started, you had to go all the way through.
Like this show?
Yeah, like a show. Yeah, you can't stop and start over. And my part was usually about middle ways. And then even about middle ways during the show, why, they put me on. And then one day, they had a bug in my ear, and it was awful. But I didn't stop, because I sure didn't want to hear my routine twice, you know.
In other words, all the time you're talking to Sadie, they're talking to you.
I reckon so.
I won't ask you to repeat what they said to you.
Well, there's been a lot of beepers going on, I'll tell you that. But it was fun. I enjoyed the whole 20 years.
Did they ever put jelly in the earpiece?
No, they didn't do me that way.
I know of one fellow that used to do a routine like that.
Yeah.
And just before he came on, the old phone was hanging up there. They filled the earpiece full of jelly, and he came out and he stuck it to his ear, and there was jelly running all down the side of his face. Okay,
that would be something.
We're going to take a little break here. We'll be right back to Nashville now. Before you can say Tennessee.
Live from Opryland, USA, there's more Nashville Now on the way from America's country home, the Nashville Network.